we're back with you. We're going to be talking about, well, the things you want to talk about. We got a couple of things in mind, but I'd love to get your calls, 866-825-5486, or it's easier, just dial the number 1 and then dial Tom Talk Guns. That'll get you in here. Now, I mentioned the boycott of Starbucks, and Jim's going to join us. He's going to put down the control board for a second and join us here. Jim, you're the one that actually brought this to my attention, so what's this thing all about?
About 2 years ago, Starbucks posted on their website that they were going to be a neutral stance on guns. In other words, they wouldn't put up a no-gun sign on the for the states that had open carry and or concealed carry. They were just going to remain neutral. And it went back and forth. There was raised a little hubbub. Well, the anti-gun crew evidently has decided that since they won't put up no-gun signs, that they're going to have a big boycott on February 14th this year. And they're going to just avoid all Starbucks and spread the word that, they're evil because they won't put up no-gun signs. That's the gist of it.
And now I see on one of their websites that they're saying that we're also going to protest at Starbucks. They're saying this will be what is this group called? Fellowship of Reconciliation. And they said that Starbucks' tacit support of the NRA's pro-gun agenda, which they say, which we hold responsible for the current epidemic of U.S. gun violence. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, murder rates are down, accidental shooting deaths are down, use of guns in crime is down, we have more guns than ever, so more guns, less crime, and yet the NRA is responsible for violence. But so what they're going to do is they're going to boycott and protest Starbucks on Valentine's Day because this group doesn't respect personal property rights, where they say, where we say, look, if you want to put a no-gun sign up, that's your business. Now, I will choose not to do business with you, and I'll tell you that perhaps. But I'm not going to boycott somebody and tell them they have to put a sign up or take a sign down. I'm not going to do that. They have that right. But evidently, that's not the way the anti-gunners think.
Right, and then in response to that, not all pro-gunners, but a pro-gun contingent said let's protest there too, then and support them with a boycott. And
boycott?
An open carry boycott. We're going to show up with in the states that permit open carry, obviously, and we're going to make a big scene. And my initial reaction, thank God I'm getting older and I think before I act sometimes. My initial reaction is, I've never open carried, but darn it, this is a perfect opportunity to do so. And I was gung-ho, pun intended.
Right.
Well, I said, let's think this through and see, is that really the best response? And the more I think about it, I think it's not the right response. And I tell you why.
Okay.
I think all it is really going to do is going to fuel the anti-gunners more, saying that these barbarians showed up with their guns and caused a big issue. I think there's a better way to do it. You and I discussed it off air. I'm going to let you kind of put your take on it.
Because I was thinking about it. In California, the in your face, we're going to do open carry actually ended up getting open carry banned. Right. When you scare the general populace, that's not persuasive. What you want to be is persuasive, right? I mean, the goal is not to force somebody to admit that you are right. The goal is to persuade somebody, in our case, to say, hey, those guys are pretty reasonable people, and those guys who are boycotting, they look like nuts. Right. We want to come off as being the reasonable people. So and this is what you and I were talking about, rather than staging an open carry movement at every Starbucks, perhaps, and this is just a thought now, maybe we all show up at Starbucks everywhere around the country, and as we make a purchase, whether or not you even drink coffee, buy something, and just say, look, I'm a gun owner, and I came here today to support you in your decision. And all Starbucks is saying is, we support the law. If the law says you can carry, then that's fine with us. If the law says you can't carry, that's okay with us. Whatever the law is what we go with, which strikes me as a fairly reasonable thing. But I'm thinking maybe if we just show up, buy something and say, thank you, I'm a gun owner, that seems more reasonable to me.
Well, it all boils down like anything else. It boils down to money. And if they can realize, and they're going to report to the regional and district managers that, boy, we had a lot of gun people here today. Didn't have any trouble, but those people outside with the signs didn't really hurt our business. We had good numbers today, and a lot of people announced that they were gun owners and in support. Again, Starbucks is being neutral. They're not taking a stance either way, and that's all you can really expect from any company.
Well, the other thing, of course, is, as I always say, it's like PR is doing good and getting credit for it. It would probably be a good idea for someone, look, if you don't have any experience doing television interviews, don't do this. But if you do, contact local TV and say, look, this is what's going on. I'm going to be here at such and such a time, and we're going to stage our own little BUYcot so that you can get them out and you can appear normal. It wouldn't even hurt to wear a sport coat, to appear on TV. We're the normal people. We're gun owners who are saying thank you. And if they ask you if you're carrying a gun, and they will, then you say, that's the great thing about concealed carry. Nobody is supposed to know. And then don't say anything else.
Amen.
There you go. All right, Jim, I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. I think it's very interesting, and I'd love to get other people's take on the boycott and the BUYcot of Starbucks for Valentine's Day. Would you be willing to participate? Would you go to a Starbucks? I don't go to Starbucks generally, but I'm going on Valentine's Day. Our number is 866-TALK-GUNS. Let me know what you think.